What's up, you guys? This is Jay2 back with another video. And in this video today, if you saw the title, you saw the thumbnail, then you can process information. Good for you. But in this video, I'm of course just going to be reacting to the NBA All-Star Game, the starters, the reserves, people who got snubbed, all that. But before this video really starts, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more basketball content each and every single week. Let's get into it. Honestly, this year, man, the NBA All-Star Game, they're going back to the traditional format of the East versus the West. And quite frankly, in my opinion, I don't really think that's a smart idea. Personally, I really liked where they were going before when they had the team captains and they selected the players who they wanted. It made the game just feel more equal in a sense. Even though Team LeBron will pretty much dominate every single year, it still made the game a lot more fun in comparison to when we had the East versus the West. Let's not forget, the reason why we wanted that change anyway was because the East versus West for so many years, the East were just getting killed by the Western Conference. And I'm going to be honest now, now you got LeBron James in the equation. Before in the past, in that format, LeBron was always in the East, and now he's in the West. You got Kevin Durant, you got Steph Curry, you got Jokic, you got so many players on the same team in the Western Conference that it's just not even fair. The starting lineups for the West is, of course, Luka, Kevin Durant, Shea, LeBron, who's the captain, and Jokic, a very, very talented starting lineup. But for the East, of course, the East is still very talented in itself. They're going to probably, of course, find that replacement for Joel Embiid. You have Giannis, though, who's the team captain as well. You have Tyrese playing really well this year, Dame, and Jason Tatum. A really good lineup as well. Coming off the bench, the West is Devin Booker, Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Karl Anthony Towns. All of those guys are very talented. As we got to know, they're all-stars. And we know that there are many guys in the West that could have made the All-Star team. Larry Markkinen, for a prime example, was a guy who I believe could have made the All-Star team. He's putting up a really good year. And, when he's playing, the Jazz are on pace to win 47 games, but he's not. They're on this pace to win 17 games for a season. But after the Jazz had that run, from, I believe, December to January, they were on like a big streak of winning games. They kind of cooled down now. But Larry Markkinen was a guy who I believe could have possibly made it to the All-Star game. Rudy Gobert, for crying out loud, Rudy Gobert's always been one of the best defensive players in basketball. And, because of him now on this Timberwolves team, while they're so good on defense, as we all know, is a huge part in the play of Rudy Gobert. But the guy who I believe who should have made the All-Star game this year for the Western Conference 100% is Domantas Sabonis. Darren Fox, I think he's the second best player on that Sacramento Kings team. I think Domantas Sabonis, in terms of just what all he can do on the court for that Kings team, he's the best player on that team, period. He's averaging this year 20 points per game, 13 rebounds, which is the league leading right now in the league, and he's averaging 8 assists for a big man. Other guys his height who are 6'10" or taller to do that in NBA history is Nikola Jokic, Will Chamberlain, and Ben Simmons. Not to mention that he has just about as many triple-doubles this year as Jokic does. Kings are one of the best teams in the Western Conference on top of that. And also, of course, making an argument for Darren Fox. He's having a great year as well. But I believe that Sabonis was a guy who really got robbed. It's kind of hard, as well, though, in the West because, for Fox, there's so many talented guards already in the conference that there's only a few handful of guys who they would really pick. For crying out loud, you have Steph Curry coming off the bench. Like, that's wild, but it is what it is. And it's unfortunate that some of these guys who look like they deserve to really make it don't make it. But, hopefully, next year that Darren Fox, he can make it to the All-Star team. But we shall see because, man, the talent in the West is just loaded. That's why I don't even think this year it's not even going to be close when these guys play in the All-Star game. But moving on to the Eastern Conference and their reserves, we have Bam Adebayo, well-deserving, Paolo Banchero, well-deserving, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, and Julius Randle, who of course is injured and he may not play. So I think, a snub right now that we have to talk about is, of course, Trae Young. I think the reason why that is for Trae Young is because the Atlanta Hawks aren't really playing great this season, but you cannot disregard the fact that Trae Young is second in assists, and he's averaging over 27 points per game. He's doing the best he can on this Atlanta Hawks team that, unfortunately just did not live up to the expectation this year that was placed on them. Honestly, another guy who I'm really going to have to really consider on this list is Derek White. Honestly, there's many guys on the Celtics. Porzingis could have made it to the All-Star team as well. But similar to Rudy Gobert, it doesn't really show in the numbers, because when you look at his numbers, Derek White, he's only averaging about 16 points a game, which is still really good. About 5 assists, 1.2 blocks, and a steal. But it's just what he does, his effort and statistics. Particularly speaking, he leads the team in both defensive estimated plus minus and defensive rating swing. He also leads that team in assists. And not only that, but he's a reliable catch and shoot option, and he shoots over 40% from 3 this year as well. And he's also contributing, one of the biggest contributors to a team that is top 3 in both defensive rating and offensive rating. That's a really major props to Derek White, and his value doesn't necessarily show in big numbers like having big scoring games or things like that, but it's the other things that he does is what makes him so valuable, and the guy who could be an all-star on this roster as well. There's also many other guys this year who are playing really well as well that could have made the all-star team. But the reality is, like the league, man, it's just the league is now filled with so much more talent than ever that it's really hard to really pick which guys are really deserving all-star, because so many of these guys deserve to make the all-star team. Scotty Barnes is another example, Alfred Sengun. Pascal Siakam. There's just many other guys who you can go on and on about who are really talented and that can make the all-star team. Hey, this is what we got this year, and we shall see how that goes. But who do you guys think is going to win the all-star game this year? Personally, me, I think it's going to be the West easily. For crying out loud, the Western Conference's bench can dang near be its own starting lineup. That's how loaded the Western Conference is. They have LeBron now as well. So, it's just crazy. But I hope you guys enjoyed this brief video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more basketball content each and every single week. Have a great day. Peace.